posted, or this is my intro, for my basic makeup tutorial. And this is literally it on my face right now. I realized I forgot to do an introduction, so it's in my car, but that's fine. I hope you guys enjoy. Hi guys, so this is me without any makeup on for this tutorial. It's just a natural makeup tutorial, very minimal, I guess I should call it. It's for beginners, basically. So I start out with, it's in shade 01, it's the Clinique Acne Solutions, and then I just dab a little bit onto my fist. Sometimes I like to add a little bit more, it depends, like the size of like a pea maybe, or a little bit bigger. And then I use this brush I actually found at Victoria's Secret. It's kind of hard to explain the texture of it, but it's firm so that it gets the foundation in the pores. I personally think I really need a primer, but I haven't found one that I trust, a good one, because my skin can be very dry or very oily, so it depends. But anyways, this brush I found at Victoria's Secret in a set, and it really works for my skin. I really like it more than the Beauty Blender. I used to have one, and I know a lot of people use them and they work really great for a lot of people, but personally I felt like they wasted a lot of product, and they didn't or they weren't able to cover as much. I feel like the brushes give a lot more coverage. And then as you can see, I'm kind of going around my nose ring. It's a little hard to get it perfectly even. And then I kind of paint it on as I dab as well. And you kind of just get used to it if you ever do this technique. It's very easy, but I kind of just pat the places or dab the places that are breaking out, and then I kind of paint around the breakouts. Like the places that aren't breaking out, I kind of just paint because I don't have to worry too much about that. I usually break out in my T-zone more. Some people break out everywhere, or they don't break out at all, or just on their nose or chin or whatever. So, and sometimes I have to add a little bit more because lately I've been breaking out a little more on my forehead. So I like to make sure that everything is covered, even before the concealer as well. Just have to make sure everything looks good. This is just for work, but I wanted to look cute because usually I work early in the mornings, and so I don't get ready. I'd rather sleep. So this was a perfect opportunity to do my makeup. I was like, oh, perfect. And I do my makeup at least a couple times a week, but in the morning before I go to work, I'd rather just eat, brush my teeth, wash my face, just the regular basic things, rather than do a full face of makeup unless I get up earlier for some odd reason. I also like to put makeup below my chin, just so there isn't a line, because I do like to personally make my foundation just a little bit lighter than my skin tone. I feel like that way it's a lot easier to get it a little bit darker. So then I use the L'Oreal, I believe, Full Wear, and this is in the shade Oatmeal, and I believe it was believe it or not, the 5th lightest. I would have thought it would be the lightest, which I think it's called Porcelain or something, and I just dab it on the main breakouts or the scar areas. Some of my face has some scars on it just from middle school acne, because that was terrible. I don't even want to think about middle school. But so I just more heavily dab these. I paint a little bit, but I pat down very lightly so that I don't get a lot on the brush and it stays on the skin and it looks more natural that way. And I don't use very much at all. This one is really great, a really great concealer. I believe it's $8. I'm not sure. And then I used just the e.l.f. for the powder. It's a bronzer palette, but I just use it as powder. And then this is a Victoria's Secret brush, and it's a very, very good brush for basic powder. And then I use the second to lightest shade for the most of my face, and then I also just put a little bit of the second darkest shade just to make it look, or my face look a little bit more tan and have like some natural color in it. And then next I use, this is my blush, which I've had for a very long time, like 5 years, maybe even longer. It's in the shade, let me see here, Iced Lotus, and it's Clinique, if I didn't mention that before, which I love Clinique. I've been a big fan of theirs for a while, but I love their skincare and their makeup. But yeah, so this one was just a very beautiful natural blush shade, and I've had it like forever. It's crazy. And then for my brows, I use the Anastasia in shade dark brown, and I think it's called, I'm not sure what the name, I think Brow Wiz or something. And I don't know if they still have these. Actually, no, never mind, they do. My old one they didn't have, but this one I really like, and I personally like to make it darker as I go. So the bigger area of the brow is lighter, and then it gets darker as I go on. And I kind of just very lightly brush it on to the brow to where it's not too severe and noticeable, but it also stands out, if that makes sense. And then after I'm done with that, I comb it using the other side. And this just helps make it stand out more and look very put together, but also natural as well. And I just very lightly do that, and then I pull down at the end. I need to trim or pluck my brows, especially the ends, but this doesn't show that I need to, so that's why I love putting on brow makeup. It's awesome. And then this is the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. It smells so good. And oh, I forgot my brush. Sorry guys, I had to go grab that. Thankfully I didn't lose it. But I love this palette because it has a lot of choices, and I have green eyes, which aren't super popular, believe it or not. I believe they're one of the most rare eyes, but purple goes the best with that. But I start out with just a very light golden brown on the on my lid, and then up to the brow, and I just do like one coat of that. I don't even know if that's the right word, a coat of eyeshadow. I have no idea, but I just start with that, and I make sure that both eyes are even, and I use one side of the brush that's firmer, and the other side I'll use to blend it at the end. And then I use this dark purple, it's called Peach Pit, in the shade Peach Pit, excuse me. And then I just put this on the lid itself. And I try and be careful not to have too much excess powder that gets on my lashes. Another really good thing about lash extensions, you don't have to put on mascara, which saves time, and also it helps your natural lashes grow out because you're not putting mascara on them and stunting the growth and making them not as healthy. And I just try and make sure it's even on both eyes. Sometimes I like to put a little bit more purple because I think it really stands out and it really brings out my eyes. I love this color. And then lastly, I'll do, and this looks black on here, but it is a very dark brown. I'm not sure the shade on that one. I should have looked. I'm sorry, guys. But it's the darkest color besides, there is a black one on the bottom. And then I just use the other side of the brush to blend everything in. I want my eyes to look like little sunsets instead of like ones that aren't blended very well and just you could totally see each color. I want it to be like blended, but it's, yeah, if that makes sense. Next I use, and this is a Revlon. I've had this forever. I need to get a new one because this one's not very sharp, but I still make it work. And it's just like more of a marker than like a pen. And I put it on the waterline and then the bottom lashes. And I just try and make sure that I get that and that it stands out. And then I copy the same exact thing on the other eye. And I really like this. It's in jet black. And I think it's very inexpensive. It's like $5 or $6 and it lasts a long time. But this one I need to update. And then this one is called Tattoo Liner, I believe. Yeah, Tattoo Liner. I had it upside down. In the shade just black. And it's pretty new, so I barely have to press it on my eye at all. Like, it just glides across. And I will occasionally do a wing, but lately I just haven't really liked it on myself personally. I just like to have a very thin line going all the way across my eye, except for in the inner corner of my eye. I don't think that I don't really like it on me to go all the way down there. I just don't think it suits me very well. It just looks like a circle, like, around my eye. I just don't like it. So I just kind of start towards the inner corner, and then I just glide it along. And then this is just a great lash mascara in black, and then I just use this for the bottom lashes. I don't touch the top ones. I comb them after I'm done with my makeup, which I don't think I brought the lash comb, but I'll comb them after just to get any powder off of them. And then after I wear makeup, I clean my lashes. And there's like lash cleaner you can find on Amazon. And then this is awesome. So for my lips, I use Lip Sense, and in the shade, this one's Summer Sunset. There's like probably almost 100 shades. I used to sell Lip Sense, but I don't have the time to anymore. But it's literally the best lipstick. Like, I've never gone back. So basically you have to put on 3 layers, and you have to wait 2 to 3 seconds in between each. And try not to go back and forth too much. But anyway, yeah, it's kind of sticky, like, in the beginning before it dries. So I try not to touch my lips together. But I just do 3 layers, and yeah, I have to let it dry. And if your lips are chapped, it will sting a little bit sometimes because there's alcohol actually inside the lipstick. And it's crazy because you can go 6 months every day using one color, and that's when it'll be out. Like, it lasts 6 months on average if you use it every single day. So that's, like, so worth money. I think it's $25, which is very worth it. And this shade I really like because it stands out with red, obviously, that I'm wearing, but with black and white as well, because it's so summery. And so when I finish that, I have to put on gloss over it, or else it will not stay on all day. And this, I'm actually recording this after work, and it's still on. So that's really nice, but it usually stays on longer than that, which I'm sure if I wouldn't have, like, just taken it off, then it would have stayed on longer. But anyway, I personally like glossy because it is the most moisturizing, and I put a good amount on there. This brush particularly doesn't, like, have a ton of strength in it, I guess I should say. So I have to keep, like, dipping it in. But then I just kind of rub them together. And that is the finished look. As you can see, the eyeshadow. Alright, thanks guys!